Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Maggie and I know it's been a while since I've filmed like a long format video. It's Sunday. I'm about to do all my chores, but I needed a little bit of pick-me-up, so I decided to put on some makeup, and then I thought I have some new products, and so I will film and show you the new products. New for me, not new to the market. They've been out for a while, but yeah, new products. I will put them on, try it out, and just get ready before I do my chores. I finished my skincare a while ago. I've had these eye patches on for about 20 minutes now, and I've been using the Poco Beauty Hydrogel eye patches, bright eye ones. I bought a box of these a while ago, and I just pop them on whenever I remember to do so, and this morning I did remember, so I put them on, and yeah, I think they're about ready to come off, and then we can play with makeup. I'm going to remove these, and I like to just dab whatever is left over on my skin. So I have a new foundation. I bought the Guerlain Terracotta Glow Healthy Glow Foundation, long wear, no transfer. I'm just reading what it says on the back. And I've got the same shade as I do in the original. So this is 4W. And this is not new now. It's new to me, but it's not new. It's been on the market for about 6 months. And this is what the packaging looks like. Before I continue, I smashed my thumb on the car door. So I'm going to do my best to not show you my thumb, but I'm blind. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. So if you do see a really nasty looking thumb, it's healing, it's fine. It felt like it was going to explode the day after, and ever since then it's been okay, but it looks horrible. Back to the foundation. So this is the original that is my favorite. This is my favorite foundation. I think it was my favorite in 2023, maybe. No, I think it was my favorite in 20. I don't know. It's been my favorite for like 2 years now, I would say. I can't remember, but it's still my favorite foundation, and it's pretty much empty. And I didn't buy another one yet because I picked up the Glow. So this is the difference between the two packaging. This one has a shiny glass bottle, this one has a matte glass bottle, and they're both in the shade 4W. So from what I can tell, I've used this one maybe 3-4 times already now, and it seems like a perfect match, but I've never compared them side by side before. So let me do that now. I'm just going to take the tiniest drop, and that's what it looks like when you just smear it out. And then let me blend this in a little bit. Okay. From what I remember, these foundations do set a little bit, so you can see it's starting to become the color of my skin. I'm going to leave that for a little bit, and then let me put the original matte one on this side. Managed to get some out. There we go. They look the same. They look like exactly the same shade. They do. They really do. I'm just going to blend this one out. And then let's do the same. Just blend it out a bit more. There we go. So this one is already setting nicely. You can see it's becoming more of my skin tone. And this one is, it's still early, but it will settle. So I'll come back to this in a minute. And you know what? Since I'm playing with makeup today, I think I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to maybe do half my face with the original and half my face with the new one. And we'll see. if we can tell. Well, let's see if we can see a difference. I'm not going to use primer today. This has dried down a bit, and honestly, I don't know if I can tell a difference. I don't know if I can tell a difference. This dried down a little bit matte. This dried down matte. Let's do it on my face and then we'll see what the difference looks like. I'm going to start with the Glow foundation. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let me just hide my thumb. It's very fluidy, very similar in texture to the original. Let me do it on this side. I can't really hide my thumb now, can I? So I've used this foundation 3 or 4 times already. I used it with the Huda Beauty primer once and it worked really nicely. It kind of just glided on my skin using that primer. I've used it without the primer and it also worked very well. It set much quicker on my skin without the primer, which makes sense. And I don't feel, the few times that I've used it, I don't feel like I need to have a primer with this. I like the way it sits on my skin without a primer. And I've also not used this with concealer because I just didn't feel like I needed concealer. I've used 1 pump of the foundation. I used my Referral 31 brush. This was the brush that I've used to put this on a few times already this week. So it's the same product that's on this brush. And I like how it looks. It does look glowier on the skin as soon as it goes on. But I want to see if I can see a difference compared to the original. This is 1 pump of the Glow foundation applied with my Referral 31 brush, and it's a very nice foundation. It's perfecting, it's blurring. I like the glow and I like the coverage. Before I use the original foundation on my right side of the face, I also bought the Huda Beauty color corrector. This one, Faux Filter Corrector. And I got it in the shade Lychee. So it's a very reddish orange shade. Here's the shade. I'll swatch a little bit on my skin. I'll put it there. So there, and I'm just gonna dab it because that's how I've been applying it. It's a reddish orange shade and it's worked very nicely. Some days when I don't want to put on any concealer, but I do have like a darkness here, I've put a little bit of this on and then just put my foundation on top, and it's worked very well. So I thought I would use this product because it's new to me. So I'm just going to put the tiniest amount because it's quite potent, it's quite pigmented, and it blends out very well. So all I need is that tiny amount. And I'm going to go in with my Referral 32 brush because it's got a bit of a slant. And I'm just going to pat this there. I'll put a little bit on my nose because I've got a spot there. And then I might just take Actually, I should maybe put some on there. So I'm just going to take a spot on there. I've just put a spot on there. I went in with the second spot. That looks better. Okay, I'm going to go in with the original Guerlain Foundation. I hope I get some out. I think I can manage a pump out here. So I'm just going to... There is plenty of foundation in there. It's just not pumping. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to estimate that that's like one pump. And I'm going to just go in with this brush that I used, I think, Danessa Myricks blurring balm on this brush this week. But this is an old foundation, so we know what this one looks like. It does look a bit lighter on this side, but this foundation does need maybe 2-3 minutes to set before the color is right on my skin. So I will just give it a bit of time before I compare the two, but it does look a bit lighter. And as I'm applying it, I'm looking at my phone screen because I can't see. I still want to take this brush, but I stopped myself. There's a little bit of a patch there. I'm just gonna use my brush that has the other foundation. There we go. I think I rambled off. It looks like this has a bit more coverage than the Glow. I'm just going to have a look at this quickly. So I can't really tell a difference between my hands. This is the Glow and this is the original. They both look the same, but again, my skin is very dry. My skin on my face is prepped with skincare, so my skin here on my hand is drier. And maybe that's why I don't see a difference. I have no idea. But I don't really see that much of a difference except for the coverage. Like this one covered better than the Glow one. But this one is just as glowy as this side. Am I going bonkers? Let me come in closer. Anyway, let's move on. I'm going to leave this to set for a bit. just because I think it'll be a good test to see how it sinks in. Every product will always sink into my fine lines here, but let's give it some time and see how much it sinks in. Usually I leave it, and by the end, when I'm done with the rest of my face, I go in, I just take my finger or like my concealer brush and I just pat out whatever settles into those lines, because that always happens no matter what the product is. But with the original foundation, I've never had a problem with over creasing, and when the few times I've used this one as well, it's not given me that issue as well. And the concealer as well, so the Terracotta concealer, I've also not had a problem with it settling. The product always goes into those little lines that I have there, but not extra product going over and creasing too much. So the formula for this I really like. The next newish product that I have is the Sculpted by Aimee Sunbeam Eye and Face Palette. So this is this released I think early in the summer time, and there's 3 different Sunbeam palettes for different skin tones. So I've got number 2. So the palette looks like this, and then I'm just going to open this, and this is what number 2 looks like. So there's number 1, which is for fair skin tone, number 2 for medium and deep, and then number 3 for deep skin tone. So I took number 2. I actually want to get number 3 as well, because the blush and the eyeshadow colors look nice as well. So I'm considering getting number 3 as well. But you can see I've used number 2 ever since I got it. I bought it soon after it was released, and I love this palette for an everyday makeup look, because you've got all your basics. It's called Bare Basics, and you've got all of your basics in one palette, and you just put on a complexion product, go in with this, do your brows, mascara, lips, and you're done. And this makes it so easy to just have everything in one palette. It comes with a nice big mirror, and I've just reached for it a lot. I've actually had the original one. So the original Bare Basics, I can show you. The first Bare Basics palette that I bought was the rose one, and this is what it looks like. And you can see I've used this quite a bit as well. So I can show you the 2 side by side, and they're just slightly different color stories. The powder is pretty much the same, I would say, in both of them. I will just say for the powder, this is quite a heavy duty powder. You don't want to use a lot of it. It creases very quickly if you use too much of it. So what I usually do with this powder is I take it on my powder brush, get most of it on my hand, and just lightly dust under my eye. If I don't do that, it creases a lot. So the only thing I will warn you about in this palette is the powder. The powder is quite heavy duty, and I'm not a powder person to begin with, but every time I've used it, I regretted using too much, and so I go in with just a small amount. This is the original rose palette. I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to use the Sunbeam one because it's new. I love the color story because it's very summery. It's got a nice vibrant blush as well. Works very well for summer. So I'm gonna use the eye shadows just to prep my eyes. This is a very basic eyeshadow, nothing you know, it's a normal eyeshadow formula. I would say it's nothing like, it's not creamy or anything. It's just standard eyeshadow, but I like it because it's easy and convenient to grab this palette when I need just an everyday look in the mornings. If I wake up a bit late and I want to still look put together before I start work, this palette helps me get ready. Sculpted by Aimee does this 5-minute face. I've never been able to do 5 minutes, a 5-minute face. It's always 7-8 minutes. That's the quickest I can get my face done. But 7-8 minutes is still a really good time to get my face together before I start working in the morning. And when I do that, I feel like I'm set for the day and I can focus and, you know, not have to worry about how do I look if I do have a call, or, you know, if I do have to go on video or something. I am ready no matter what. So I never get 5 minutes, but I get 7-8 minutes is the minimum that I can do my face. But yes, let me go in with this palette. I'm going to start with the lighter shade for the eyeshadow, which is this color here. And I usually just brush this all over my eye. And this lighter shade is actually my skin tone shade. So it works very nicely. If I don't want to use any eye makeup on a day, I put this shade on and that's all. It evens out my eyelid and I just leave it at that. So I also brush a little bit. I'm also going to brush a little bit. I think now is the time to check for creasing because I am going to brush. So there's very little creasing on this side. I've brushed this out already, but there's always just a minimal amount of creasing when it comes to using the Terracotta foundation, the original. And this one, I've never had a problem. So I'm going to do the left eye now. The next shade just adds a bit of warmth, so I can just show you what it looks like. I can put it in the middle, and it just adds just the tiniest bit of warmth to my lid. And then this deeper shade here, I'll go in with my 15 mini. I just kind of swirl it on there, and then I just use it on the outer bit just to add a little bit of smoke to my eye. Just there, and then I'll blend it. And then I'll just blend it out. I didn't do a very good job, so I'm just going to go in with my lighter brush and I'm just going to take a bit of the lighter shade and then just fix this a bit. Yeah. And I'll do the same on this side. I just add just the tiniest amount just to create a little bit of smoke to my eye. And I like to take a little bit underneath as well. And then I'm just going to blend out the outer edge with the brush that has the lighter shade. That's a very quick, natural, smoky eye. I'm going to show you the powder very quickly. So this is the powder. I use the 18 Referral powder brush, and I'm just going to tap here. And I'm just going to tap most of it out on my arm. And then I just brush it on. That's all I use of this powder. If I use more than this, it creases so quickly, and then I look like I'm 10 years older. It's really strange, but I don't use more than that. This is a cream blush, so it's quite pigmented. If maybe the first time you use it, I'd apply it on my brush and then just apply it somewhere else just to dab it out. But I'm used to it now, so I just go in once. I dip it in once, which I've already done, so I'm not going to do it again. And then I'm just going to just dab. And you can see that already deposited so much color on my skin. So I'm just going to blend it out. I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm just going to blend it. I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to just press it in once and then just Okay, I think I need a little bit more, so I'm just going to do that. And then whatever's left on my brush, I just blend it out so that it looks like there's no harsh line or anything. And that's the blush. The tiniest amount. I don't like a lot of color on my cheeks. This is the amount of color that I feel comfortable with. But if you want more, you can definitely go in with more. And it works very well. This cream blush, you need to dab. You need to dab this over your makeup. Otherwise, it will pull if you like, you know, swipe it on. It's going to pull whatever's underneath. But if you just dab it on, it doesn't disturb anything, and it works quite very well. And it has a nice glowy finish to it. So it makes your skin feel healthy. This bronzer is kind of my skin tone. So let me show you. It's pretty much my skin tone. Where do I not have any product on? There. You can see that. It's pretty much my skin tone. So I go in with it anyway, but you don't really see that much of a difference. Like a very tiny amount of shadow maybe, but not really. So I'm just gonna go in with, I'm using my blush brush from Luvia, and I just go in. This one I kind of swipe, and I've not had an issue because it's a powder. I've never had an issue with it pulling makeup. It's just the blush that I dab, because that one is a cream and it doesn't work nicely if you know, swipe on the product. You've got to just dab it on gently because it's a cream formula. So I put this all over, but it's pretty much my skin tone. Maybe just a little bit of a shadow, I guess, but it's very subtle. I don't mind because I use this for everyday no makeup look. So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit on my nose, and I'm gonna hold my brush like this, otherwise you're gonna see my nail. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my nose there. You can't really see a difference. It's very subtle. You can see it on my nose though. I'm just gonna wipe off my lip balm. It's actually not a lip balm. So I use this Sculpted by Aimee Lip Dew. Just trying to hide my thumb. I got this as a gift with purchase when I bought the new serum and eye product and lotion. I bought a few things, and then this was a gift with purchase. And it's a very clear lip oil. It feels like a lip oil / gloss. And so I've started using this before I do my makeup, like the last part of my morning skincare routine, because it really hydrates and plumps my lips and preps it. You can see it looks dry maybe, but it's not dry. And I'm going to go in with the highlighter, which is this, like a rose champagne color. I'm going to use my Luvia small highlighter brush, and I like to just kind of get the product all into the brush like this. It's a cream highlighter, and this works so nicely on my skin. It looks very natural. So I'll just put some on there. It's very natural. And then on this side, I like to put some on my eyelid. And then I like to put some on my lips. Just there. And then a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my nose. and then up there. Now that I've done most of my face, I don't feel like I can see a difference between the Glow and the original Terracotta foundation. I can't really tell a difference. They both look glowy. It's just, I think the original just has a bit more coverage, but I don't see that much of a difference. I'll keep using it and I'll see if I can notice a difference, but I don't get that much glow that I expected because the foundation says glow. I don't know. Again, new to me products. I bought 2 shades of the Huda Beauty lip contour stain. I've already done a lip combo with this cherry red. It's a very lovely bright red shade, so I'm not going to use this one today. I'm going to use the Rosewood today. This is a berry shade, I would say. Let me see if I can. You can see it there. So it's a bit of a berry shade. And it's very subtle, but on my pigmented lips you don't see that much. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on my pigmented lips today, but you're not going to see much because it's quite a subtle pink and it's a stain, so it's see-through. But let me show you what I mean. So I'm gonna just line my lips first. The part of my lips that are not pigmented, you can see the color better. There we go. It's a beautiful shade. I'm just gonna knock it a few times again. And then I think because it's a lighter color as well, I have to put on a little bit more, otherwise you can't really tell that I have it on my pigmented lips. Like that. But it's a beautiful shade once it's on. So I'm sure this is going to look lighter on your skin if you don't have pigmented lips, but on my lips it looks like a deep berry, which I quite like because the season's changing. It's getting colder. I'm getting ready for autumn, fall, and I think this is a nice shade for this sort of season. So I'm looking forward to using this shade more. But it was a little bit of a struggle. I kept it upside down, but I don't know. I don't know if it like dries out quickly or something, or maybe just because it's a lighter shade, I need to build it up more. I don't know. I never had a problem with the red one though, so it might just be because this is a lighter color that I need to just keep building it on. I'm going to leave that on and do the rest of my eyes, and then I'll come back to a last product for my lips that's new for me, but not new to the market. A new-ish product. So a new, kind of relatively new product. It didn't launch that long ago. are these Danessa Myricks Colorfix Stix. And I bought 5 of these shades. So I bought 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, I think. 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 3, 4, and 8, 9, 10. And I'm sure you've seen swatches of these online. Let me know in the comments if you want to see these swatches on my skin tone. I'm quite late to the party, so that's why I never really did any swatches of it. But I think I'm going to use one of these today just to show you the formula, just because I love it. You get 2 shades in one, so you get a foil and you get a metallic in one. They're about €50, I think I paid for one of these. So 25 for each shade. And they come in this little magnetic, I'll show you. So they come in this little magnetic holder that holds both of them, and you can interchange whichever shade. Let's say you want to take 4 and 8, the foil of 8 or something, and put it in here. You can do that. I've just been keeping them together so I know that it's together, but they're quite nice, and you can use it as like a long pen, or you can take it out and use it. That's what I've been doing. I've been taking it out and using it as a smaller pen. But I'm going to use Duo 3 today. So Duo 3 has Solar Flare and Lunar Veil. So I'm going to show you what Solar Flare looks like. It's a beautiful warm golden shade, and I've just been doing this. That's all. So quick and easy. And it has this cool, apparently it's water based, so it has this really cooling effect on the eyes. And that's all I've been doing. I've just been swiping it on, and it looks perfect. Has a lovely finish. If you want a bit of that extra, then you can go in with the foil. So this is Lunar Veil, and it's a brighter golden foil, and you can just tap it on. And this is what it looks like. This is what Duo 3 looks like, with just a little bit of the foil in the center. And it's so easy. It took me less than a minute to do it with this stick, and my eyes looks amazing. So I've really been enjoying the sticks. I've used a few of them on my makeup of the day. So if you want to see what some of them look like, you can check the makeup of the day and you can see it on there. But the camera just doesn't do this justice. It glitters like nothing else. It sparkles like nothing else, and it's so easy to use. It feels cool on the lid, so it's a pleasure to use. And I've never used anything like this. So I've always been a fan of Danessa Myricks ever since I started trying out her products not too long ago, maybe like 2 years ago, I don't know. But she's always coming out with the most amazing products, and this is just the easiest eye ever. So this was the quickest I've ever done sparkly eyes. It works better than the original Colorfix, which I also love, but this is just so much easier. So this is Duo 3 on my eyes. I'll come in closer. But again, the camera just doesn't do it any justice. I'm feeling for just a little bit of color, so I'm going to go in with this Hermes Eye Pencil. This is in 62 Bleu de Prusse, and it's a beautiful teal shade. I recently put in a Cult Beauty order, and I've added their brighter blue. I can't remember the name, what it was called now, but I'll show you when it comes. Just because I love the formula of this. It's very easy to use, and pigment is amazing. Control of it. So it's not like the satin Kajal liners from Victoria Beckham, which just glide on like butter. It's a bit more of a solid formula, but it glides on really easily, and you get a little bit more control because of that as well. So I'm just going to add the tiniest amount of color, and I'm going to do the same on this side, and you can see it's so easy. It just glides on without too much effort. I'm just going to wing this out just a tiny bit. And then I'm just going to thin it in the middle. So I just take it on the line, and then just, yeah. I've just been feeling for a pop of color lately. I've been a little bit sad lately. Someone close to me passed away, so I've just been a little bit sad. But yeah, I've just been feeling just for a little color here and there. Adds a little something. So I like how that looks, and it matches my hair. I don't really want to go with pencil on my lower lash line today, so I'm just going to take my Lisa Eldridge number 15 brush. It's this little pointy brush, and I'm going to go in with this brown, this dark brown shade, and I'm just going to create a little bit of definition on the lower lash line. And then to add a little bit of brightness in my inner corner, I'm going to go in again with this highlighter, and then just add a tiny amount in my inner corner. And this is my Luvia 335. It's like a bigger pointy brush than the Lisa Eldridge one. And then for mascara, I bought the Sculpted by Aimee MyMascara in Ultra Black. And this is quite a heavy duty mascara. So if you've watched my videos before, you know that I like a very light mascara. This is more for days when you want big lashes. So I'll show you what it looks like. This mascara is just, you go in and boom. Okay, that was me. I messed up there. I'm just going to take my concealer brush and then just remove it. There you go. So I'm going to go in with, I'm just going to finish this lash. And you can see it lifts. Oh, I've messed up that now. It's because I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use my finger. There we go. The highlighter brush, and then just blend out the highlighter on my quick fix. This is not, I wouldn't suggest using this on the lower lash line, but I'll show you. It's just because it's quite a heavy formula that it's sometimes a bit hard to work on the lower lash line. But I will show you. There we go. I'm going to do my other eye with a mirror, just because I'm struggling and I'm making quite a lot of blunders now with the camera, so you can see this is just a heavy duty mascara. It means business. It's if you want lashes that are full of volume, curved, because it kind of curves it up as well, lifts it up, I think is the better word. This is a good mascara for that. It really does work very well. I just don't reach for it that often because I like a minimal mascara look. So this means business. I'm going to keep my brows very simple. I'm going to go in with the Sculpted by Aimee EasyBrow in deep brown. So this is a fiber gel, and I love this product because it's all I have to do. Sorry, I'm trying to hide my thumb. I need a mirror for this, I'm sorry. I am struggling. So, especially if I'm trying to hide my thumb, I can't do it. So, okay, this one's gonna go easier because this I don't need to hide my thumb. But yeah, this makes doing my eyebrows quite easy. It's tinted, so it fills in where I need it to fill in. I'm sorry, I'm just going to do this side. It fills in where I need it to fill in, and it shapes it and it sets it as well. So it's like an all-in-one, quick, easy. I love this product to do my brows because I'm lazy with my brows. And this product allows me to be lazy. So I'm almost done. The last product, which is new to me again, I bought the new Guerlain Kiss Kiss Be Glow lip balm, color reviving lip balm. I got it in the shade Pearly Dahlia. So this is a brown shade. And I've used it a few times and I really like it. I've used it over the Huda Beauty as well a few times, and it's really nice. So this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful brown. It's got a hint of a red there, but it's a brown shade. And I will just show you. This is what it looks like without any product. I've obviously got the lip stain on my lips at the moment, so I'm just going to put it over the lip stain. But you can use it on its own, and it's very sheer pigment, so you're not going to get much pigment showing on pigmented lips. Maybe if you didn't have pigmented lips, you'd see a little bit of it, but on my lips, you barely see anything. It kind of evens it out a little bit with the sheer coverage, so that's nice. But I'm just gonna use it on top of the lip stain today. It's a very nice lip balm feel, hydrating on the lips. I need that because my lips are very dry to begin with, so it's like a skincare slash makeup lip product. And if you use it over a stain, you get a bit more impact with it. So that's how I've been using it. I've been putting it over the Huda Beauty lip stain. I've used it without it as well at home, and it feels very nice in the lips. It's like a lip balm, but better. I've been enjoying this so much that I want to actually get some more shades of this. But I'm going to use this one up first before I buy more shades, just because I have a lot of lip products, and I go through lip products quite quickly as well. But yeah, I'll wait before I buy another shade of this one. And this is the finished look. Let me come in closer, show you a close-up one last time. This is the side with the Terracotta Glow, And this is the side with the original Terracotta foundation from Guerlain. I don't see a difference. I'm sorry, I don't see a difference. I see maybe a little bit more coverage on the original side. There's a lower coverage on the left side, on my left side. But in terms of glow, I don't see a difference. And even on my hand, so let me come back here. I don't see a difference at all. So this is the original, this is the new glow, and even the one that didn't blend out, they look the same. I have no idea if I'm supposed to see a difference because it's meant to be glowier, but I don't see anything different to it. I'll keep using it to see if there is a notable difference. Maybe if my skin is different on a different day, I will see a difference, but I prep my skin the way I usually do. And it looks amazing, don't get me wrong. It looks like a beautiful foundation, good coverage. It has a bit of blurring to it, perfects the skin, sets quite nicely. I wouldn't say no transfer because the box says no transfer. Now if I'm using this and I'm not working, I'm not touching my face, so maybe then if I'm very rarely touching my face, you get very minimal transfer. But I've been using this the past week during work days, and I touch my face a lot when I'm reading, thinking. I write documents for a living, so I'm sitting here like, you know, reading other documents too, reading literature and, you know, whatever. So when I'm focused, I put my hand on my face, or I'm thinking, or on my chin. It just happens. I don't think about doing it. It just happens when I'm busy. And so I do notice that I get minimal transfer, I will say. It's not no transfer. If you're wearing a white top, you're going to get transfer on it. But if I'm not working, I don't touch my face that often, and when I do touch my face, I will get minimal transfer on my hands, but it's not as much. So I do notice the transfer more than I guess maybe most people, because I touch my face a lot. But I do like this formula as compared to, I've been using a lot of skin tints lately that are more skincare with pigment, and those transfer a lot. So this is a nice change, and it does have less transfer, but not no transfer. Maybe if you use powder, it will help. I just don't like using powder all over my face. So maybe if you use powder, you get no transfer, but even then I think you'd get a little bit. So I don't like that claim. I don't trust it. It's not true for me anyway. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this look, and if you used any of the products that I've used today. Let me know if you've used this foundation and had no transfer. Maybe there's something that I'm doing wrong, I don't know. Also let me know if you've used this foundation and the original foundation and you've seen a difference, because I really don't see a difference. Yeah, but maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. But yes, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like, and please subscribe if you would like to see more beauty content from me. I hope that you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.